With the release of the new Life and Death EP, there has unfortunately been some backlash to the point where a SimGuru has now deleted their Twitter account. We are also going to talk about how Simmers are concerned about this, and we are going to be getting into the Lovestruck and Life and Death comparison. Now, with that all being said, my name's the Sim Yin. My name is Yin. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. There's a couple things that we're going to get into in today's video, but I do want to quickly say that this is going to be one of the short news information videos, not necessarily the long ones that are going more in depth with other problems as well. I did want to quickly get this one out because this has been an ongoing issue in the community for quite some time now, with SimGurus facing harassment due to Simmers and some concerns. Now let's get into this, and this is all about the Life and Death EP, where the SimGurus have actually been pretty outspoken and very responsive on this latest EP. They have been very transparent in what we could expect as far as Ravenwood and the world, but when it came down to a Simmer asking SimGuru Ninja in specific, will there be snow, SimGuru Ninja actually responded and stated that there unfortunately isn't going to be snow. And as you guys can see, this is where it's coming from, and the SimGuru Ninja has actually deactivated because the account no longer exists. Now, a Simmer did tweet recently. It was confirmed that the new world Ravenwood is an eternal autumn reflecting a world caught between life and after death. And just asks, how do you guys feel about that? And over 33% of Simmers said it's an excuse. As much as I agree with you guys in regards to the situation where there should be snow, there is no room for harassment at all. But I'm going to get into my thoughts and opinions later on in this video, so stay tuned. Now, again, Simmers are tweeting saying they just found out about the SimGuru Ninja and poor Dave. And considering the fact that the past few worlds have been lacking proper seasonal support and the way foliage is always just base game stuff being duplicated with no proper wind movements, decisions like this, it's just inevitable for people to have a reaction to. Now, again, I stated that constructive criticism and harassing a SimGuru are very different, and it's okay to disagree with the decisions like leaving out snow, but remember that it wasn't one person's call and he was just transparent enough to speak out. But since that decision made where they are no longer having Ravenwood have snow, a Simmer actually ended up creating Life and Death Seasons mod and is now available where you can download this. I'll go ahead and leave it down below in the comments or the description, excuse me, if you guys are interested in this. Now, again, there has been a lot of backlash, and a lot of Simmers are wondering, is this now the new thing that a lot of Sim gurus are going to start doing because they just cannot handle the backlash? And it's not necessarily backlash. At this point, it was harassment. I did see some of the tweets that people were leaving, and to the point where even SimGuru Popcorn had ended up leaving. We have not seen her tweet since Horse Ranch. That was over a year ago, where she did say thank you for the enthusiasm and criticism on the trailer, and everyone has a right to their opinion, but she did state that if she wasn't responding, it was likely she was unable to or currently, but she hasn't tweeted in anything in over a year, specifically around PAX. So a lot of people are hesitant on whether or not did she leave or is she coming back, and is SimGuru Ninja going to follow in the same path where he's not going to start responding when PAX drop or being transparent, and this goes on and on. Now, we do know that there was more information that stated with Ravenwood and that a lot of people were having trouble regarding the Reaper's reward system, and so the Sims Direct actually tweeted out about this, including EA Help as well, and having more details on that. So if you guys are interested, definitely go on to the EA at Help. Now, a Simmer did tweet, so far the two reviews we have are way more positive than the same critics for Lovestruck, mixed to average to acclaim, and that goes for Game Hubs and Screen Rant. And as you guys can see, they were doing a lot of comparison with The Sims 4 Life and Death and the previous EP that we did have, which is Lovestruck. And apparently Life and Death is very successful, 9 out of 10. That is a very, very high ranking score, because unfortunately Lovestruck has its own set of setbacks when it came down to bugs and glitches, and in general a lot of people just weren't happy with the way the pack released. Now, with that all being said, we are going to get into some Simmers tweets and concerns, but I do want to state that if you guys are looking for a lot of fun facts about The Sims that you just didn't know, this creator lists a ton of facts that just mind blows me every single time. But again, back to the Simmers tweets, where one Simmer said, I think everyone owes Dave SimGuru Ninja a massive hug. He's been such a wonderful presence in this community, and we need to show him some more appreciation. Comment or post with a screenshot or video of your Sim self hugging Ninja. Some people even said, oh, you people just harassed one of the best Sim gurus so much that he left Twitter. Seriously, what is wrong with you? Also, F you. Another Simmer said, the fact that y'all harassed SimGuru Ninja to the point of deactivating his account over y'all not liking a world that doesn't have snow is actually disgusting. I hope y'all realize how genuinely unhinged that is. Someone else said SimGuru Ninja has deactivated their account, and don't forget that you are insulting and belittling real people, guys. We can disagree, but again, a lot of people are stating that the harassment was very unnecessary, and I completely agree. Now, so far, we did not have any talk about SimGuru Nova nor SimGuru Bat, who was very outspoken regarding the pack as well, and has not stated anything since SimGuru Ninja's exit. Now, I am going to get into my thoughts and opinions, and my thoughts are exactly as I said about constructive criticism and harassment being a very thin line within the Sims community, and people are not understanding the two. I do think it's okay to disagree with decisions like moving, like, you know, like saying like, hey, I don't agree with the snow. I don't think this should have been a thing, and I completely agree. I do think that they should have involved seasons in this. I get that he was trying to explain to them like, hey, we were going for a more like autumn realm, and like we just wanted it to be one look, you know, across the board. So there is not going to be snow, and it's supposed to be like an occult theme world. So like, you know, it's not real. And I do think they should have given us an option. You know, a lot of sim gurus are being transparent a little bit more now and opening up. And I feel like this is going to give us a little bit of a setback when responding to simmers, especially us asking questions on details regarding DLC and pack releases. Because now, you know, it's too frequent. This is happening way too many times. And now it's to the point where we might not get anything at all. I think that we're going to only start to see things from the Sims Direct point of view. I do think the Sim Gurus are going to speak out and start saying stuff still, but not to the point where they are just giving us straight up information. And y'all also do have to realize that this was not a one person call. I doubt that it was up to SimGuru Ninja on whether or not we were going to have snow. He was just the one to speak out about it and be transparent enough to say, hey, this is why we chose this. And again, because a lot of simmers have been asking for transparency, he gave us transparency, and people took it to the point where I agree. You're allowed to disagree and say, no, I think there should be snow, because I disagreed too. I was like, no, there should be snow. I do think this should be cross-pack compatible, especially because of all the limitations that we already have within other packs for other cross-pack compatibilities. So I agree. But what I do not agree with is harassing. Harassing and constructive criticism is two different things. And I've seen some of the tweets that people were leaving, and it's like, damn, y'all think he was the only person to do this? Now, I do agree that he was on the board to say something, but there's also a bunch of other factors that go into this. Maybe it was 3 people and he was the one, you know, that agreed, like, no, I don't think there should be. There's other people that are working on this project just as much as him. And look, y'all, trust me, I'm here to call out a SimGuru when I need to call them out. And I do think that it was kind of a little bit lazy on the developers' ends with not, you know, having packs go into worlds. And we've seen that multiple times with other different worlds where seasons is supposed to be cross-pack compatible against all worlds, because that was the whole point of seasons. We now have seasons in our worlds. That was the whole point of the EP, which is why we didn't get a world with seasons. We got the seasons, and it's supposed to go into the worlds. And I feel like they kind of took that away as more packs released, and that's an unfortunate idea, because now it led to people just being sensitive over anything that happens regarding, you know, the Sims. So I do feel like it's okay to disagree, but I don't feel like it's okay to basically just harass people. That's never okay. And remember, guys, behind this Twitter, there's actual people who you are talking to, and that is just not okay. There are people with feelings and who are reading these things and who are allowed to feel some kind of way, because yes, at the end of the day, they did choose to go on Twitter, make themselves a Sims account, and be a Sim guru. Okay, we've already got this confirmed, where they stated multiple different times where nobody forced them to be Sim gurus. They did this completely on their own and out of the love of the Sims, which I do appreciate, because again, I put myself out there and I decided to be a content creator revolving the Sims. And when I say certain things, I get name called, I get backlash, and I feel like sometimes I do have to step away from the computer and be like, this is not okay. Hopefully he is seeing all the love and support from the Sims community, because 99.9% of the Sims community is like, this was not necessary. This was not necessary. Like, y'all did not need to harass this man to the point where he had to deactivate an account, because that, like, he said one thing in the Sims community. Y'all already know how the Sim community goes. They run with it. So I would love to know your opinions and thoughts on what you guys think about this whole situation, and whether or not do you think simmers were wrong or right on how they felt and how they came about this. Again, I felt like this was way too much. This was not necessary. Again, there's a very thin line with simmers for some reason, with harassment and constructive criticism. But y'all let me know. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up because it truly does help out my channel. And I will see you guys all on the very next video. Bye.